answer a question with a question?
Well, we're like you. It's probably a little offensive. I know.
Right.
You wanna
no,
talk
but if you
sweet
can't
to
answer
me,
the
right?
question,
That's
go
why you
ahead.
wave your hair back. My wife waves her hair back like that.
If you can't answer
like
the question, go for it.
Let me
Her
answer
real
your
hair or the
question.
wig that she wears?
Here
Her real
is
hair
the
or is it
answer.
the wig?
Here-
Is it the weave?
here is
How much
the-
did you have to pay for
Let
that
me
at the
tell you
weave
something.
store?
How much you pay for that dye sitting up there, homie? Homie.
How much you had to pay
homeboy?
for that at the
How much
weave
you
store?
had to pay for that dye sitting up there with to go along with that tight suit, sexy man? Huh?
My tie?
Sexy man.
It's
That
called a
tight
tie,
suit.
not a dye.
I said
It's called a tie.
Suit. Tight.
Yeah, it's a
suit.
nice suit.
It's a gay suit. Now let me
nice.
ask you a question.
I know, it's very
let me
sharp.
Ask you
Thank
a
you.
question. You killed over 1 million people in Iraq. You killed over 1 million people in Afghanistan. You killed over 1 million people in Vietnam. 1 million at a time in those lands. You killed millions in Central and South America. But a lowlife chump like you, who could never be a man and face what he's done in the earth and his people has done, you'll believe in your little stupid weak mind because you was offended that you failed at basketball. Now black people are the big enemy, and all the millions that your people kill, you don't want to even mention. How the hell you gonna look at black people like they're the violent ones when you done killed millions across the world? Because why? Because you're saying that the only thing that offends you is that you lost a basketball game. That's why you'll never be a man.
Your logic
You'll
is
put a
truly
tight
dizzying.
suit on, you dye your hair, your
logic is truly
but you're really not a man. That's what bothers you white boys. White boys like you, not all white boys, but Jake don't fall in that. Jake's a tough guy. But white boys like you, you're so offended at our masculinity. You're so offended that we walk harder than you. You lose a game.
What masculinity is that?
You know what? You're the type
the
of white
have some of the highest. They have some of the highest statistics of homosexuality in their community.
Down, though. He will throw down. He does got balls at least.
Yeah, he probably
he'll
takes
fight
steroids.
people to his face.
Yeah, it probably takes a bunch of steroids just to be a man.
I like the guy.
He's the type of guy that becomes a cop just so he can get revenge on black people for losing the basketball game.
No, I don't really like police officers at all.
Is he in
I really wish they weren't around.
He trains a little
I
bit.
wish they weren't around so that people like me could be let off the leash.
Nothing.
Why? He's pretty good. We sparred a little bit. We were just playing.
Come on, Jay.
Yeah, he had some.
Yes, you was just
some
playing.
skills.
You know, if you opened up on his bitch ass,
we didn't want to turn it into a fight.
You crack his nose one time, he crying about how his little cute face done got fucked up.
I hear he can actually fight. People saying with him, they say he can fight.
Please, what has he accomplished? Nothing. 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 Why? Because all he tried to do his whole life is be better than the brothers. And the brothers
I'm just waiting for my time to respond.
I told you,
this is how civil debate happens.
You can join in anytime you get ready.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to talk over
people. And I appreciate that you waited for your
I don't talk like that. If I'm gonna have a civil debate on Jake's show,
when I'm talking, shut the fuck up.
I've already done what I needed to do.
And that's what she does. And I like the fact that you respect that. That you respect your feminine position. Now,
I have impulse control.
Please take the floor. You're such a good guy. You're such a tough guy. Come on, tough guy. What do you want to tell me?
Are you done?
I'm just getting started. I'm trying to let you get in. You can't even debate.
I'm gonna if you do want to control,
do you want to say something or not?
Well, I would love to.
The Vaseline is dripping, buddy. Let's get it on.
All right. So now that we've established something, you are comparing war, things that happen in war, from Vietnam to Iraq. You're comparing that to what goes on in major cities in civilized society every day. This is your comparison.
Those were civilized societies,
it's completely absurd though, because we were at war.
Societies.
Are you gonna? Okay, I let you go.
No, you said your answer. You said I'm comparing the two.
Take it easy.
You said I'm comparing the two.
You are comparing two things that are completely polar opposites.
Murdered millions of people in
you're comparing these things that shouldn't be compared.
Go ahead.
You have a civilized society here in America. We are not currently at war on this land with anybody. Okay, there's nobody in there. But yet, in every city, it is a fucking war zone. In the south side of Chicago, next weekend, 50 blacks are going to kill another 50 blacks. Okay, this is what's going to happen.
How many people did Al Capone kill?
Okay.
How many people did Al Capone and his cohorts
and again,
kill?
listen, when the mafia did it, it was wrong
people
too.
Are killing each other.
It was wrong
trying
too.
To be like you. They're
okay, the mafia will kill each other. It's wrong. I am not here advocating for murder of anybody. What I'm saying is very simple.
You, stupid.
That we have black people who are living in our cities, and it makes them inhabitable because the violence is out of control.
Know why?
Nobody wants to walk down the street anymore. They're worried about getting half.
But you know what? You're too weak to see the.
It's simply moronic. No, you guys don't have impulse control.
That's an easy excuse.
You guys are low IQ savages. You always have been. You always will be.
It's easy excuse.
It's very simple to understand.
All right, I don't think we're going.
Because he couldn't play basketball.
I don't think we're going anywhere.
That's an easy excuse.
Closing things. I was just going to bring you on 10 minutes. You
no, Jake.
Anything else you want to add?
You think he would actually look at what caused those things to happen? You think he would actually look?
I'll call you later.
But I think I've got my point across.
Of course, to you, Ronald Reagan pouring drugs into our neighborhood, starting from California.
Who put a gun to your head and made you take them?
Oh, look at this guy.
Who put a gun to your head and made you take them? Nobody. Nobody. You did it to yourselves.
So then
you did it to yourselves because you can't control yourself.
So are you saying that all the white people who died and destroyed their lives in the white communities on fentanyl, it was all their fault, right?
It was not only their fault, but it was the drug dealer who they bought it from.
There was no drug dealers.
Who did they buy it from then?
Did it fall out of the sky? In West Virginia, my friend.
It fell out of the sky.
There was no drug dealers in West Virginia.
I'm not saying that there's not white drug dealers. Of course there is.
There was the vast majority of dealers in Boise, Idaho. In Boise, Idaho, those were white boys selling fentanyl.
They had to get it from some point in the hood at some place. If you're saying that the drugs are dumped in your neighborhood, then that means that it has to funnel out of your neighborhood and make it to the white neighborhood. So you guys are still selling it.
When you're still selling it. When you're fixated on the idea of trying to be better than black. That's what you're fixated on.
Why don't you guys just leave? Why don't you guys go back to Africa then? If we're so bad, why don't you just leave?
We're waiting on our paycheck.
What paycheck? Why don't you just go over there and wait for the paycheck?
That's my point. That's what you
go over there and wait for the paycheck.
I tell you what. I tell you what. Why the fuck you don't go back to Ukraine or Russia or wherever the fuck you claim?
I don't need to go back there. This is white people country.
Neither do I.
So is Europe. We don't need to go anywhere.
We don't need to go anywhere.
It's out.
Check. All right, most on great. Let's clap it up. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakathan to my brothers. Yahweh Shemal Athan by Shem Yahushua to my sisters. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, operating under the leadership of Commander General YAHANNA. We're not affiliated with no other Israelite group, Muslim mosque, Christian church, whatever you have it out there. You understand? The Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, we stand on our own toes and our own merit, man. You understand? We've been bringing this truth out since 1969, that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Israelites of antiquity, man. You understand? Despite of whatever, you understand, you've been told, man. You understand? We've been told so many lies across the globe, man. You understand? We get ostracized for saying that the Jews are black. You understand? Just like what happened with Nick Cannon. You seen Nick Cannon, you understand, said the Jews is black, and they took him. Viacom was getting ready to sue him for everything he had. You understand? Deshaun Jackson said the Jews was black, and look what happened to him. Kanye West was talking about the Jews is black, and he lost billions of dollars. He went from being a billionaire to a millionaire in one night. You understand? Good night. That is crazy work. Kyrie Irving said what? He just shared a book that said from Hebrews to Negroes. You understand? And was it Jeff Bezos? He sell all kind of things, you understand? But they didn't say nothing about Jeff Bezos selling the book, but they said something about Kyrie, you understand, sharing the book, which is so crazy and hypocritical of America, man. You understand? We are the biblical Jews, despite of whatever anybody has ever told you. You understand? As far as tonight is Friday night, you understand it's the Lashawan Qadash. So in a form of fashion of what we do and what we go over is things that are pertinent to what? The language. You understand? I got some more new material for y'all tonight. You understand, Lord willing? You understand? Gonna be in the spirit of learning. You know, I need y'all checking in online. You understand? Shout out to brother. I don't know how to say your name, brother. Deseron, brother Deseron. Yeah, how about Shimei Shabrakatah? You understand? We got a brother from Kenya in here, man. You understand? They said we were scattered from the four corners of the earth, by the way. That proves it right there. You understand what I'm saying? So Most High in Christ, shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you being in the class tonight, man. You feel what I'm saying? Right, yeah. You know what I mean? I think you had called in or something like that one day, brother. Something, I forgot how they figured this out or something like that, man. But I think brothers, I don't know if you're the specific brother, but I know they've been talking about, like, man, we got people in Africa too. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, kid, what's happening, brother? What's happening? So last week, right, we went over, you understand, what was the Shanya Aishara Lamajam, right? The 12 disciples, right? We know, of course, what we learned is that we know Shanya Aishara is what, 12. Lamajam, right, is the root word of Lamajam is Lamad, which means to learn. And you know, when you look up the word disciple, the word disciple is a student. And what does a student do? They learn. You understand what I'm saying? So, of course, you understand, we ain't got to keep going over this. If y'all need me to go back into it, you understand, let me know. Matter of fact, put a 1 in the chat, 1 W in the chat if you could, Baba Kasha, so we can, so I know that y'all can hear me. You know what I'm saying? But like we said, we went over these. We went over Simon. We went over Judas Iscariot, Peter. You understand? There was 2 brothers. What's his name? James. One was James of Zebediah, and then there was another James. You understand? One was Christ's brother. You understand what I'm saying? And you had John. You understand? Which I think his name was YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, I don't know if that's specifically Commander Johnny Yohanna's meaning or the name for him. You understand? Okay, we got some 1 W's in the group chat, the water, Most High in Christ. But tonight, you understand, I want to show y'all this. This is one of my favorite quotes. I always say this, well, not always, but for the most part, I say this whenever, you understand, we're going over like in camp, right? You understand? And this is Shema. It's what we call our creed. It's Shema Yasha Allah Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Akkad, right? I'm gonna say it one more time. Shema Yasha Allah Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Akkad. And don't worry, I'm gonna write it on the board. You understand? Like, so this is my thing, right? Lately, I've been had it out with these Muslims, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. Because one, you understand, you got some Muslims that'll be truthful and be like, the God of the Bible is not the God of the Quran. They're not the same God. But you got some that's so unlearned, and they're really Christians, that says the same God of the Bible is the same God of the Quran. And then they say the Quran came to complete the Bible or correct the Bible, which is a goddamn lie. Isaiah 34:16 says that the Bible don't want no mate. You understand what I'm saying? And then it's written in another language. The God of the Quran is called Allah, when the God of the Bible is called Yahweh. So how they the same damn God? You understand? Like, these things, like, they don't understand. Psalms 83 tells you that he came in the name of Yahweh. You understand? Over all the earth. You feel what I'm saying? So these things that we are learning and this truth, man, we are not to take these things lightly. You understand? Like, it's heavy. We seen what happened with Captain Desariat. You understand? That powerful warrior up there battling these I gotta use my words correctly because you know they be watching and trying to flag us. The small hats. That's what we call them, the small hats. You understand? The small, and one of them had a small hat. You know what I'm saying? So Captain Desariat was cutting them to piss, like he liked to say, and showing them how they don't know a damn thing about what they talking about, man. But we're going to start off. If y'all do need me to get into the alphabet, you understand, I can definitely do that. But I want to start off with this because like I said, in my camp speakings, a lot of times, depending on, the spirit I'm in or whatever I'm speaking about, you understand? It's like also Ayathan, his Zephaniah 2:1. No matter what he talk about, look, you about to hit that Zephaniah 2:1. He put it in towards this topic so beautifully, man. You understand? This is another way that I do that with me. You understand? Because no matter what we talk about in the Bible, understand that there's only one Lord. You understand what I'm saying? There's not no other God or anything like that. That shows you too that the Most High and Christ is not even on the same level. Christ is not God and God ain't Christ. You understand? But of course, without further ado, right, we out of the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 4. And if you want to follow along or get it where it's you can read it yourself. You understand? You can look in your Blue Letter Bible. You understand? If you don't have the app, you can download the app. And basically, you understand, when you go to it, you'll go to the book that looks like two books. And then you'll go into what I always do is I think it's called the WLC, which is I think is Western Lexicon, something like that. Management, and MGNT. I don't know if you can see it. I always have a hard time trying to show you, but like that's what it looked like right there.
Hit that like button.
Yeah, hit that like button. Like, subscribe, and share the live, man. You understand? Let's get these alligators up, like Austin Zion like to say. Yeah, man. I think I need to bring back also the class where we go over all the books in Hebrew as well. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll be something that'll be too wild. But okay, so we know we write Hebrew from right to left, right? So let's start off with that. I ain't got enough room, so we're gonna start off with the ancient, right? I love the ancient, so we're gonna start off with the ancient, right? So we got, of course, like we said, we're writing from right to left. So it's SHA, my, right? SHA, my. And of course, if y'all got any questions, you understand, put them in the group chat. You understand, we'll get to them. This class was for y'all, man. You understand? I had a brother say the same thing to me and how I got up here too. So, Shema Yasha Yahweh. Shema Yasha Allah Yahweh. La Ha Ya. That's a unique word there. Like, even all these words is all one character in itself. Yahweh. Akkad. Of course, I'll write it in the English, right? We know again it's written from right to left. So we got Shemai. So we got Shammai, Yah, Shar, La, Yah, Ha, Wa, La. So like Allah, Ha, Ya, Nawa, Ya, Ha, Wa, Qad. Right. I'm gonna leave the top. I'm gonna leave the bottom up there, right? Because the bottom is kind of gonna be, what we focusing on. Again, the scripture is in Deuteronomy 6:4. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our Lord, the Lord our power is one Lord." Right. So let me see where y'all at with the Hebrew. Right. I have two questions. What y'all talking about? Hey, Shalom, Princess Kaiwa. Is a dot out good for studying Lashawan? I gotta see, brother. I ain't never heard of the Zadok app. Let me check it out. Or you might put me on something real quick. Zadok? What that is? What you got, man? You got Apple phone or you got an Android, man? Yeah, man. You know the apps be different on the Android, the iPhone. Man, I can't find my app, so that's bad. Right. We iPhones over here. We got Shamar. You know what I mean? Zadok. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming you're talking about Zadok, ancient Hebrew. Oh, okay. Hold up, brother. Hey, you might be putting me on to something new, man. You know what I mean? Let me check this out one time for the one time. You know? Cause what does the Zadok, from my understanding, I'm assuming you're talking about this app, right? You see it? You see it downloaded too. I don't know, brother. I think this might be dope too, cause like it's it looked like it's got the ancient Hebrew instead of the Syrian. So hold up now. I might owe you a Tawada, brother. I ain't never heard of the Zadok. Nah, but also, with the protocol, when it comes to that, after class, I'll end up sending this up to Officer Hazahab to understand, make sure, that this is Tawab. Of course, we can use anything as a teaching purpose. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, just want to make sure that he the super scholar when it comes to this Hebrew, man. He is the head of the department. For example, right? So if you see this is called the JPS, the Hebrew and English, right? We got this as the Tanakh, right? What I say, Tanayayak, the Nayayak, however you want to say it, right? So with that being said, right, we don't read the English part of this. You feel what I'm saying? Because the English, when it's the transliteration of the English from the Hebrew, it's not interlinear lined up correctly. You feel what I'm saying? So all right, we got it downloaded. Let me check it out, brother. I wonder what the word Zadok mean in the Hebrew anyway. Oh shit! Hold on. Let me see something.
Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ha.
I don't like how he said that car. He said that car like the small hats do.
Ta, Ya, Ka, La.
Nigga, Most High in Christ. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Now this is my thing. Can we go into? Does it have, brother? I might have to get your number. You got to hit me up, cause you might have to show me how to do this. Cause my question now is, can I open like? Oh, you bro. This is crazy work. Hold up, son. You on to something right here, huh? Real talk. Hold on, let me see what does the dot mean then. Hey, yo, Salaki, y'all. Hey, this your fault. How you saying that, brother? Desaron, Desarian. Salaki, if I'm butchering your name, brother. Hey, this your fault though. Real talk, like you can type in a word or a letter and it'll give you different words for the joint. Like, damn. I like this already, bro. It look like I might have to pay for it. Right. That's okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not necessarily. Desert. Okay, got you. All right, most on Christ. All right, bro. Ate the water, brother. Oh my gosh. You done help me down, step up my game with them teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Tawab here. I don't like how they got the Tazad in that car though. They got lazy with it. They really try to make it look like an upside down K. But nevertheless, most high in Christ, brother. You know what I mean? The water. So yeah, I think, yeah. The answer it, as far as I know now with what I'm seeing, is Tawab so far. But like I said, like I still want to get the full okay with it. You know what I'm saying? With also Hazahab. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll definitely have it for you next week. I might look you up on Facebook, brother. You know what I'm saying? To add you. But all right, nevertheless, Deuteronomy 6 and 4. Shemaya Sha'ala Yahweh Alahayanawa Yahweh Akkad, right? Shemaya Sha'ala Yahweh Alahayanawa Yahweh Akkad, right? Hear, O Israel, the Lord, our power is one Lord, right? Which is crazy because we got our people that are stepping into an Arab culture. Like, understand this when it comes to the Bible, right? The Bible is a culture for blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, right? It's not for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? We, like I always heard how we say the Bible is written by Israelites, for Israelites, and to Israelites. You understand? It was not for anybody else. So when you get these other nations that think that they're part of the salvation, it's like they said, first off, these was those letters that Paul writ to those different churches. You understand? Those letters was only to Israelites. So now you can't open that mail and think that it's for you if you're an African. You understand? Of course, you know we're talking about Brother Deseron. You feel what I'm saying? If you're I'll get more detail. If you're Eritrean, if you're Ethiopian, Libyan, you understand what I'm saying? If you're Asian, you understand? This is not especially Esau. You understand? Caucasian. So it's not for you. It's for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. So let's get it in the Assyrian real quick. So we got Shah. Yeah. Shar. La. Yeah. Ha. Wa. Clyde. Oh, damn. That's definitely wrong. Correct. Shemaiah. Oh, Yahweh. Ah, so lucky. Rushing to the damn end of the damn thing. So lucky. La. Ha. Yeah. Nah. Wa. Yeah. Ha. Wa. Shemaiah. Sha'ala. Yahweh. Allahayana. Yahweh. Man, I keep trying to write damn the Syrian. I mean the ancient while I'm writing the Syrian. So lucky. Okay. And again, in English, this is to say, here, O Israel, the Lord, our God, is one Lord. And see, man, this is the thing that I love about, like, first off, you know what I'm saying? These what we call fake Israelites, but also the New Testament people, right? It's kind of like in the Old Testament only believers, right? Like these two scriptures Christ was quoting. So if y'all hate Christ, then y'all hate the or the Old Testament as well, because he was speaking and quoting from the Old Testament. Did he not say that the law hinges on two things? And the first thing he said, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and soul and mind. Christ said that. Where do you think he was repeating it from? The Old Testament. Hey, shalom, y'all. Shalom, prison officer, 5,000. Zion, Ya'ala. The water, sir. Water for tuning in. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And it show you too, right? I'm gonna show you something that a lot of people don't understand, right? This same God right here in Deuteronomy 6 is the same God that's in Genesis 1:1. Same word. Same exact word. Most High in Christ, sir. I ain't sugar honey iced tea like you always tell me. You know what I'm saying? The same God right here, which is this to this, right? Is the same God, is written the same exact way, even if it wasn't, and if it was all capital, you still have to go to the Hebrew. Hebrew is the authority language of the Bible. Of the Bible, period. Even whenever, like they said, Christ, when he said, I don't want to say it in how they said in the other one. Give me a second. Because man, they'll tell you Christ spoke Arabic. But then they don't even realize too, when Christ was saying that, you know, it's Eli, Eli, sabachthani, right? But in the Hebrew, if I can find it, bro, I got so many damn videos. So like, I got so many videos, man. But I know it's like all y'all. Shabbat something. It's that last word that always get me. But even so, Christ was quoting King David. And we know the Old Testament was written in what? Hebrew. And if you do your research, when you go into that, it'll tell you the specific scripture that Christ was quoting from King David. But again, because people are so unlearned in these scriptures, man, they think they know what they're talking about. Yet again, you have these Muslims, whatever they call themselves, that try to tell us about the Bible when they don't know a damn thing about the Bible whatsoever. Bear with me. Let me see if I can find it. Not, no swear. I just wanted to quote it correctly of how it's said. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I learned, man, being a Lashawan Qadash teacher. Like, yeah, I can't find it for some reason. But being a Lashawan Qadash teacher, man, and seeing like certain things quoted a certain way, it just, I can't. Oh, there it is. My son curse. So it's Aliyah Lama Shabak good night. Shabakwat Naya. So that's what Christ said. Aliyah Lama Shabak Shabakwat Naya, which means my God, why has thou forsaken me? And again, it's showing you too, even in the Christ, during the time of the Greeks and the Romans, that he was speaking Hebrew. Paul even spoke Hebrew. And that same word for God here is the same word he used, but he said, my God, my God. Right? So, no sign curse. All right. So, let's get into it, right? I want to do these 18 nations, right? Because we know, if anything, if we don't know, you will know tonight. The Most High, right? He created 18 nations on the face of the earth, right? And of course, we know if you go over to the next chapter in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. The Most High said that we are the greatest in all of those nations that he created. So out of those 18 nations, right, one is the greatest, and that's Israel. So Israel is greater than these other 17 nations, right? So again, we're gonna do it in the Hebrew. So we know when it comes to 17, it's hold on. Let me see. Qadash and Yah, Shalash, Kamash. It's like Arabai, Kamash, Shaisha, Shabai. Shabai, Aishara. No, Salakim. I said 18, not 17. Shemawana. Shemawana. Ain't that a sister name?
I believe so.
Or is it, no, it's Shabakwana. I think it's Shabakwana. I don't know. I'm not reading it. Say Shemawana Ayash. My eighth wife. Shema. Let me get the word for nations. Let's see. Nations. Goya home. Goya. Goya. Shemawana Aishara Goya. Let me just look up the word nation. Well, we would have to do nations. Let me see. Let me look up 2 nations. Oh, is it Goyim? Goyim. Let me see some. Yeah, Wahagario. And then what we say Wahagario. I'm gonna say Goya. Let me look at Psalms 83 real quick. That's what I like too. When we say the prayers, and I don't know about y'all, man. When I be saying these prayers, like I try to like think about the English word that's we're saying them as we're saying them, right? Wahagaria. I just want to be what they say politically correct. Consult together with one consent that confederate against the tabernacles of Edom and the Israelites. The signs of my peace, I'm still, I shall, I'm a car. Yaira, Yawa, Sawad, Wayata, Yaita, Wa, Tata Pawan, Yaka, Marwa, Kawa, Makaka, Magoya. Okay, all right. So Goya, all right. I want to make sure y'all select. So 18 nations. So of course, you already know what we putting up first. You know what I mean? I don't even think you had to think about that. You better not have. Yes, Allah. So yeah, Yasha Allah, which we know is the 12 tribes, right? 12 tribes. Yeah. Sure. Well. All right. I'm gonna try to write this Syrian. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get all that up here. So I might just do the ancient. Maybe come back next week with the Assyrian because I try to write all that, but we're gonna be here all night. Yeah, We'll stick to the ancient, everybody's favorite one to write out of the two. And then the next one, right? The order of the other ones don't even matter. Just know that Israel is the best. Just know that. Adawam, not Adawan. Adawam, which is Edom, which also means red. Adawam. Yeah, India, Syria, Syrian, or Syria, Slovakia. Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, and then Ethiopians. So India, right, is I.S.U.P.K. I think I wrote that. Hold on. Pay attention to the order how I write this. Well, not mind. Y'all got that. I'm gonna just keep it this way though. So we're gonna write the Hebrew of it, and then the what's the name? So you got Lum, and then it's Elam. Assyria is Ashur. War. Which is Asher. Not to be mistaken for Asher, the 12 tribes of the 12 tribes. Yeah, Syria, which is Aram or Aram Salaki, which is Aram. Arabs, we should all know who the Arabs is. Should definitely know who that is. All right. Oh no, I won't talk about that. But you think about it too, right? Like Yasha, my Allah. One thing I remember, like the song "We Can Never Money," oh, right, and they would be like, "It smell like whatever the hell he was saying." And I used to wonder, like, what the hell was he saying? I could be wrong. Now y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought he was saying Ishmael. You know what I'm saying? Like Ishmael. Oh, damn, this one would be damn extensive. Yashima Allah. Hey, y'all, Yashima Shabakata. Yashima Allah. Yashima Allah. Israel. I mean, Salaki, Ishmael. Yeah, Chinese. Oh, never mind. I ain't gonna say that. Mawa Abba. Nah, we gonna get canceled out this mug. But which is Moab, right? Yeah, well, uh, but Mawa Abba. Give me a second or two.
It's Moab. Ain't it?
Yeah, no, I think you like, because you know that's the man of water and Abba means brother. Hmm.
He is the father of peace. And at rest. That's Christian teaching at rest.
Good night. It means of his father. So yeah, the ma means of, the wa is like his and father. So if I said like banwa, that would be like his son. Yeah, so it's of his father, which is very crazy because if you know that his daughter, yeah. That is crazy. Of his father, and it's crazy because it's like that ain't even like no, ain't like that's how you know the Lord don't give a damn about these other nations. That's heavy. You said he brought that out because that show you the Lord don't give a damn about these other nations. Like you know what I'm saying? Israel, he is a prince of the power. You understand what I'm saying? Like that got a pizzazz when you hear it. He's of his father. What? But hold on. How is he of his father? Because normally, you know, yeah, because his daughter slept with her father. That's how he's of his father. Yeah, like okay, now let me see. Well, Ammon, let me see.
That's why they look like they got Down syndrome, yo.
That part. It's a certain. Is it chocolate? Not Mongoloid. Yeah, Mongoloid. They's I'm a wine. Yeah, you can. Right. I'm a wine, which is Ammon. Yeah, I'm a wine. Shit, I'm curious now. What the hell his name mean? Amawan is tribal, people dwelling in Transjordan, descending from Lot through Benami. Like like Ma'ashra of 10. That's why it's 10% because it's Ma'ashra of 10. Then you got Ethiopians, which is Matazarium. If I was gonna say son of a father, I would be like my Ban Abba, or I would say Ban Ma Abba. So I think you're right. It's the same way that
Spanish is like kind of back, kind of like when Spanish say black car, they'll be like car black. Right, yeah. So right there, the Mawa Abba is of his father, but the Ma, so it is okay.
A lot of times the root word goes at the end. Right. So like for example, Yasharala, right? Well, I can't even say the root word here because Shar is the root word here, which is prince. You know what I'm saying? And Allah is so it's he, prince, power. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it does like that. So like if you saying to say son of his father, it would be I think it would be Maban. Matter of fact, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Because that's one thing also how Zahab said we got to get away from is trying to read Hebrew the rules of English. Because like sometimes we'll do that to try to kind of correspond with how we read English. Well, it depends because okay, so if you put "wa" at the beginning, like if we say let's say Barakatah wa Yahweh, it's like Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah. Now I'm saying and, but if I said Banwa, now I'm saying his. You know what I'm saying? So the preposition, you know what I'm saying, means and, but then the proposition is give a possess or it's a possessive meaning his. That's still his, so that'd be his sister. But if you want to say her, then it's I think Akwat Ha. Okay. Right. The opposite. So Akwat Yun is feminine and Slakia Akim is masculine, right? It don't have to be nut, it's just Akwatian. Akwatian for the sisters. Hold on. So it says son of my kindred. Let me see it. So they don't really do son of his father. But it says son of my kindred for my son. So it says Labanya. Zadok. I ain't looking at that. That just tells you like the actual words. I'm looking at the blue letter. The Zadok.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. So if I want to say son of my kindred, I would say Labunya Mama Shapatyaka. It's like a Mama Shapakatya.
That's Ron said, how do you get the meaning of each word or name using the meaning of the ancient letters? And the sister said Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, sister Nashama. Yeah, it's like a Nashama. Yeah, how do you what? How do you get the meaning of each word or name using the meaning of the ancient letters? I wouldn't say you get it using the meaning of the ancient letters, right? Because, like, for example, right, if I did the meaning of the ancient letters with Yasha Allah first off, we would be all the way in left field. Because, for example, so you got the Yah, right? Yah is hand, right? So if you put Yah and Yad is hand, right? I'll give y'all an example like how we can do it, but it's way more complex than that, like with certain ones. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give me a 1W in the chat though, once y'all got all this, and I'll answer your question, brother, give you some examples. But like somewhat, I don't know, brother. That's that's kind of like I said, like it's complex, brother. You know what I mean? Because you always use that as that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I would never say that Esau is strong. And the first character of is I.L.O.P. So again, like for example, you got I.L.O.P., Delath, Wawa, and Mayum. Ain't nothing peaceful about Esau at all. But I'm gonna show you with Shalom how you can get that. So that's why I say it's like it's complex, brother. That's also has a hard question. I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm gonna show you what he did show in the class that was super heavy. You know what I'm saying? Sister, not down. Sis, you work fast, don't you? Most I encourage. Get a couple more 1W so I don't know if they can see number 9. That number 9 is blocked by the brother's question. All right, so for example, right? Let me break it down for you real quick. One time for the 1T. That's a good question though. Like, you know, because I've seen like this brother named he called himself Ali, right? But his name is really, when you pronounce it correctly in the Hebrew, it's Aliyah, right? I've seen him try to break people's names down by each character, and I don't think it's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I do know the Shalom. Like I said, I thought it was so heavy, and I definitely remember that breakdown. So we know it's Shalom, right? Shalom. I'm gonna write it like so. We got the Shah, the La, and then the Ma. Oh damn, that is definitely not a Ma. The Ma, right? So it's Ma, La, and then Shah, right? So the word Shah means teeth. The word La is learn. Right? Matter of fact, hold on, let me do it like this. We're gonna break it all the way down. Like what they say, get all the chicken off this chicken bone. So you got the Shah, the La, and then the Ma. Well, my Ma look a little Riri. So then it's Shah, La, and Ma, right? Now we know each character has its own meaning in it, right? What we call the characteristics of the character. So the characteristic of this character is shun. The characteristic of this character is lamad. The characteristic of this character is mayum. All right. So now with that, we got teeth. We got learn. And we got water. Or always put in parentheses waters, because mayum is an irregular plural, just like the word deer. Mayum can mean one, like a plural, like bodies of water, or it could just mean singular water, right? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you understand you got teeth, learn, and water, right? Now, what does the word shalom mean, brother Desiree? I'm sure we all know, you know what I'm saying? Anybody else can answer it if y'all like. The word peace. So it means peace. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll do it like we doing adding peace. All this right here equals peace, right? So this is how I was taught this, right? You know, when the scriptures talk about the gnashing of teeth, right? The gnashing of teeth is like a representative of like, hold on, let me see if I can find scripture for you real quick. Cause I ain't gonna lie, before I got into the truth, I used to be so scared of that goddamn song by Kanye. It's either weep in the morning and the national teeth. Wait, what the hell? No, he was getting it out of scriptures too, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that. But anyway, so it seemed like Christ said this a lot. It says, but the children of the kingdom, Matthew 8:12, but the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There should be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Right? Let's see what the word gnashing means. You should already kind of know it ain't good. Gnashing, it says, used to denote extreme anguish and utter despair of men consigned to eternal punishment in hell. Now, first off, hell ain't no place that you be unalived and go and live. No, that ain't it. But this is heavy too, because you would really have to break this down, but it's showing you that Christ is talking about hell on earth as well, right? You understand? Matthew 10:25, I think, is the scripture that tells you, fear not the ones that can unalive you. You understand? And hell, the body in hell. Or excuse me, fear the one that can unalive the body, but fear the one that can unalive the body and soul in hell, right? It shows you your body and soul is only in earth. When you be unalive, when you're supposed to go to the heavens, your soul or your spirit only go there. Your body don't go there. You understand? But anyway, so when we talk about teeth, right? Teeth is like going through something like pain, right? So it's just kind of like you think about it too as a younger brother. He's going to go through what? The teeth or the gnashing of the teeth. As he gets older, he does what? He learns. He learns from his mistakes. Hopefully he does. You know, some brothers don't. But he learns, right? And now the things that he's learned, he's become what? Calm as the water. And now all that he went through has brought him what? Peace. Right? So when you think about words like this is how you do get some words. Like I said, I can't break every word down for you in that sense. You feel what I'm saying? If you want to give me some words and I could do my research on it, you feel what I'm saying? But I know this is how Officer 5000 Hazahar broke this down, because he was showing how, first off, you talking about people talking about some goddamn shalom ain't no damn Hebrew. Like, that's not how you greet somebody. That is not a greeting. Like Captain Qadash always say, every time you say shalom, I'm gonna say banana na. All right, what the hell is that? So hopefully I answered your question with that, brother. Let me know if I need to go in more detail. We got the other 9 nations that God don't give a damn about. I wish y'all challenge me and say I'm lying so I can show you that I'm not. And real quick too, speaking of them damn Ethiopians, right? Hey, no sweat up. Our younger boy. Speaking of them Ethiopians, right? I'm sick of our people talking about, have you guys ever read the Ethiopian Bible? Negro. Did y'all know that the Bible in Zephaniah 2:12 says unalive the Ethiopians? How the hell they got a Bible now? Like, what are we talking about? These people are, again, like Isaiah 40. You understand? Says, behold, these nations are nothing unto the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? Second Ezra 6:54. It tells you that these nations are like a drop that falleth from a vessel. That are nothing. What my man said, nothing. All right, so we got North Africa, right? Or North Africans, we put an S on it. You got Pawat, which is foot. Somebody need to stick their foot in my. So you got Pa, what? Pa, what? Then you got the East Africans, so like the South Africans, which would be, damn. What I did? I didn't put the Ethiopians, y'all. Y'all didn't tell me that. So lucky. I did not write Ethiopians. I'll write it. Matter of fact, I'll write it up here. I wrote Ethiopians. I don't think I wrote what they were. Yeah, I messed up. I put Martazarium for the Egyptians, for the Ethiopians, Salakia. So y'all gonna have to scratch that out. Don't beat me up, Salakia. So 9, I did that wrong. It was the Ethiopians, right? I'm looking at the wrong thing. The Ethiopians is Qadash, which is Kush. It's funny that they call it Kush because ain't that the main thing that they smoked that back then too? That damn Kush. That's what the lotus flower is. Good man. Qadash. Salakia for that. South Africans is Kana'ain. Ka-na-ain, which is Canaan. Ka-na-ain. Ka-na-ain. Got the Egyptians. We already wrote this earlier. Slovakia. Hopefully you won't write in the pen. Martazarium. Which is Mizraim, right? Fun fact, right? That a lot of people don't know and understand. Whenever it says that we would go into Egypt, or we came out of Egypt, right? When you read that, you'll read that Egypt was called Martazarium, right? And Martazarium means the house of bondage. Egypt means the house of bondage, right? Which is why America is compared to Egypt today, where it says, there their dead bodies shall lay, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, right? And with that being said, you understand, like the land that we was actually in is called Mizraim. So a lot of people they be like Egypt and all that, but that's not even like you're not gonna. Now don't get me wrong, I ain't no good map quest person, but I don't think you're gonna find Egypt on the map. Which is also why it was called what, the land of Egypt. Not correct. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Is Egypt on the map, or is it Mizraim? Said it's Egypt, but I know from my understanding as well, like that specific land area was Mizraim. Let's fact check that real quick. Oh, okay, come. So yeah, it is called Egypt. Let's see, Mizraim. Okay, so they're saying Mizraim is so Mizraim is the Yiddish, or it says the Hebrew. It says Mizraim is the Hebrew name for Egypt, which the name originating from the biblical figure Mizraim, a son of Ham. In ancient times, the dual form, the name Mizraim, possibly referred to the two regions of Upper and Lower Egypt. The term Egypt is modern English name for the country, which developed from later Greek and Roman terms. Fun fact. Montazarium would be the, yeah. What they would say, yeah, exactly. Now y'all remember too, like a lot of these things, like y'all see, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these terms you see, like, I don't think Mizraim is in there, right? Egypt is definitely there.
So I looked at Mizraim on the map. It said Mizraim refers to ancient Egypt on the map, particularly in biblical and theological context. Is the Hebrew name for the land that is now modern day Egypt. And the term dual from Mizraim is often interpreted as referring to the two regions of Upper and Lower Egypt. Yeah, it's crazy. And it like, so they had it on older maps. They had it on there. Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
They had it on older maps.
Right, but now they got it as Egypt today. Because you know the maps definitely changed. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but they knew what the hell they were doing too. Like, because it's like they really with Egypt, it seemed like with Mizraim letting you know that it's two, because you know Montazarium.
From Mizraim, because if you leave it there, now you like, you know what I'm saying?
You could pinpoint where the hell we came from. Right. Hey, right.
Change it to Egypt, not like,
right.
Ain't nobody looking up the history. Like everybody see Egypt, you know. Ain't nobody thinking of, oh well, who were the slaves in Egypt? You don't even hear about the slaves in Egypt.
Exactly.
At all. Like they tell you Egypt was some great power, some great kingdom, but I never heard about slaves being in Egypt.
That part
before I came in here.
Right.
Other than watching what is it? That Moses thing, yeah.
That's crazy. You never something you can school.
Yeah, you never heard of it.
This is crazy. Look at
this. You learn about the freaking pyramids and all that.
Right. But then they don't ever give you that word Hyksos. The Hyksos was us. We was the Hyksos in the land of Egypt. Right. Yeah. But that movie, Apocalypto, Count the Counters, I said he can't stand that damn movie. You know what I'm saying? It's it was, but it's such a bad depiction of us. But like, peep this, y'all. So I'm in the Blue Letter Bible. It says H4714, right? It's Montazarium. Egypt, just like singular, is the land of Copts, like Copts, right? It says a country at the northeastern section of Africa, right? You understand? Adjacent to Palestine through which the Nile flows, right? The word Egyptian means double strengths. Now you think about it. Whenever you make, I gotta find out what Tazar means to see what it's talking about, right? But if you think about it, right, the word Montazarium is a plural word. Because a lot of times when they put the im, like the im whatever, because they say Elohim, right? When they try to say Elohim, that's talking about plural. So now when we look it up, it talks about the upper and the lower part of Egypt or Mizraim or Montazarium. You understand what I'm saying? This shows you the oppressors, the goddamn devil the Bible speak of first off, right? But with that being said, it shows you, like you said, these certain areas that we was at. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think that's a fun fact. That's why I like to put some history into the Lashawan Qadash, because I think it's very important. You understand? But what I was saying, right, which is some of these words, like, so for Turkey and French, because I remember a sister was like, oh, when I was reading Deuteronomy 7:3, and I was like, I said interracial marriage is a sin on my Bigo page. And she's like, well, how is that the case? How we supposed to know about these people? And I was like, well, you just asked her what their lineage is. He's like, well, we can't just ask her what their lineage is and then go into the Bible. Hold up. So you telling me now that I see the word Gomer is in the Bible? If I'm not mistaken, today they will be who? The Russians? Right. But it's also, we know in the Hebrew, like it says, it's talking about Gomer, Gomar, Turkey or French, right? You understand what I'm saying? So I know we were not supposed to sleep with these nations. You understand? Now, of course, you know, I had one guy that's married to an African. They tried to battle me with Deuteronomy 7:3. I said, Negro, all of them are Africans. So you're even sinning by telling me that you're married to an African. But I said, I get it. You don't understand. You didn't understand. Just don't get no more damn Africans. You understand? You know, because the scripture says the Lord winketh, you know, iniquities, man. Roughly paraphrasing. But that's when you don't know. But whenever you do know, there remains no sacrifices for sins, man. It's a wrap for you. So again, like we said, like a lot of people like, oh, well, I can't tell these things. Like, bro, just look it up. It's called Chat GPT. You have no goddamn excuse anymore. You just want to goddamn continue in sin. That's it. I ain't no damn excuses. That's why we are no cowards, no excuses. Salakia and God, Russia is not. Russia is Magog. Gomer, I forgot what Gomer is. I'll look it up. I'll tell you. Give me a second. So Gomer is Gamar. Gamar. So then you got Russia, which is Magog. It's like in Magawag. Magawag. But it's also Magog. You got the Greeks, which is Yawan. Which is Javan. The Greeks is Jawan. It's like it kind of got off. So y'all can kind of know. Negro getting out of line. Germans. Well, lo and behold, would you look at there? Look what the Germans are called. Ashkenaz. Well, goddamn. But they call themselves the Ashkenazi Jews today, right? Those are Germans. And you know what's crazy? They're not even the real Germans. Japhet is. I know. It blew my mind whenever I first found out too. I'm telling you, man, when the Lord put all this in its proper place, man, our brains gonna hurt, bro. But how much Esau has like taken over different lands and made the lands them. They the last Mohicans, they Israelites, they everything but a damn oppressor or Edomites. Spanish or Spain is Tarash Yash, which is what the biblical name is Tar Sheesh. the Rashiash, and Cyprus, or Cyprus, however you want to say it, or Italy, is Katium, so like, which is Kittim. Those, my friends, are the 18 nations. These are all the nations that was created on the face of the earth. All right, I think we're gonna stop it there. Yeah, we were talking about coming back with the Assyrian, but y'all should get the picture. Y'all should know how to do it. I think next week I'm gonna try to get where we can form some sentences. You know what I'm saying? I got some words. I'm a fact check this Zadok app that's around too, brother, because
He said number 18.
number 18 what? Oh, because you got the you gotta take the comment off, sir. Select.
Oh, shit.
Number 18 is Cyprus. Number 18 is Cyprus. It's Kathium. Kittim. What you say, what's over? What you had said about him?
No, I was saying on the app.
Oh yeah, you say what you see that was wrong. Oh yeah, that's what I said. I don't like how that junk look. I said they got lazy. They put that junk like an upside down K. But yeah, it is CHAA, but I'm gonna show you something though. Pete this junk. I looked at this. Los Lunas stones, right? That's how it looks on the Los Lunas stones. If I'm not mistaken. The cop. Look at that junk. See how that car is right there, that K. So they try to kind of mimic that, you know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know what the Los Lunas stones is, this is proof that Mexicans are niggas, Salakia, and proof that they also knew Hebrew. And it's a document. I have to talk to Barakiala about it, right? It's a document that shows like that they had other stones besides these Los Lunas stones that was all over the place. I don't know if y'all can fully see that. I'm getting cross-eyed trying to look at the screen and show you at the same time. But if you look up Los Lunas stones, you understand, which is from what my sister Yakara told me, it means the stones, right? So even with Los Lunas Stones, first off, we know that's what a Latin word, a Spanish word, right? And this was Spanish speaking people or Hispanics that was writing Hebrew. What the hell are they doing writing Hebrew? Like that's kind of, you know, and you think about it, I think Captain Qadash, man, that's why I like one thing I like about my slave is I work for 10 hours. So I can watch about 3 videos of classes. And one of the videos I watched just recently was Captain Qadash, the 12 tribes chart. I got to watch all 3 hours or listen to all 3 hours. And he was bringing up how the Native Indians, Salakia, the First Nation people, but y'all would call them Native Americans, or, you know, the Indians is a derogative word because Indian means savage, right? So he was saying how the land that they was living in was called like Negro land or something, like the land of the Negroes. So even Gad and Reuben were called Negroes. And you think about it, whenever we got round up on cargo slave ships, they was calling us the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? So it just shows you. You think about it, right? The culture that they had was what? They had fringes. They had the borders of blue. You understand? Them moccasins, boy, I still want me a pair of them moccasins, boy. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? But just the pants and the way that they wore their attire was Israelite custom. Wallabies, yeah, them joints fire too. You know what I'm saying? The custom of how they carried themselves. Guess what the creed that they had was? Shemaya Sha'ala Yahweh Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Akar. Why are they quoting something out of the scriptures? Out of the Old Testament, right? You understand what I'm saying? So you see a lot of these things. They even got it. Well, I don't know if it was a Gadite brother or if it was an Issacharite brother. He had what they called the phylacteries. If y'all look up the word phylacteries, right? It's the let me see. I don't want to quote the wrong thing now. Phylacteries. That man, I forgot. Officer, what's the one to do? Ben, it's truth. I ain't left field yet. What's his name? Natazar. Also Natazar, right? Now, first off, this bull crap that the Jews do, that block right there. Oh, so like I can't even. You know how Esau is. Yeah, exactly. But the phylacteries, what they had was what they did was they took it and they were. It says a small leather box containing Hebrew text, right? Worn by. I don't even want to read that. Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It said it's a morning prayer as a reminder to keep the law. But the phylacteries, we wore phylacteries. Like you can find that in the Bible, like real quick before we get up out of here. Because it was just a reminder to keep the law. So like phylactery. They stole our sugar honey iced tea. So like it says Christ spoke about this. Matthew 23:5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries, enlarge the borders of their garments. Good night. Now I don't know. I think we did though, because Captain Qadash, it's a brother. I can't remember if it's a Issacharite brother or a Gadite brother. He had his arm wrapped. That's a part of the phylacteries. To the restraint, you know what I'm saying, to represent like keeping the laws. And then he had like the joint, it was hanging off of his forehead, not the block that the small hats do today, but the phylacteries, the ones that we wore, you understand, was again to remind us of keeping the laws. Now, as far right now, as far as like if we did it in righteousness, that's another story for another time. You feel what I'm saying? Because even Christ is like they make broad the borders of their garments, like, you feel me? So it's like, oh, are y'all trying to make it seem like you keeping the law, but you ain't? You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. See, it says because Matthew 23:2 saying the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. You feel what I'm saying? And we know what he was talking about, the Pharisees and scribes. Good night. Like he even said, do as they say, but not as they do. Like, I don't know, because it says Exodus 13 and 1 said, which enclosed a small case as they were accustomed when engaged in prayer to wear fastened by a leather strap to the forehead and the left arm over against the heart, in order that they might thus be solemnly reminded of the duty of keeping the God's keeping the commands of the law. Let's see, Exodus 13, real quick. Last thing, y'all, we're gonna get up out of here. Exodus 13, 1 through 10. Boom. 10. 16. And it shall be for a token upon thy hand, for frontlets between thine eyes, for strength of hand, the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt. I don't know, bro. I gotta ask if any of a gentleman Muhammad or somebody Qadash, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta ask him or something. Like, let me borrow your brain with this history, bro. Like, good night. I think that'll be too wild though. But it did say the frontlets, like, because you know, whenever they had the phylacteries, it was in the middle of your head. You know what I'm saying? Like the middle of your forehead. So, all right, Most High Christ, we got some questions to ask, man. You know, we learn as we teaching. We teaching as we learn. You know what I'm saying? But with that, we're gonna pass the class off to priest and officer of 1,000 officer, I.S.U.P.K security announcers. Clap it up.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. TITHES, which is a commandment, Book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'asra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, get a treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for a priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We had a feast of dedication or Hanukkah, 25th day of the 9th month by a space of 8 days. That's Sunday, December 14th. For 8 days, you can read about that in First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. If anyone wants to come a troop in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. With that, a madium, which means to stand. In Israel, my Shabbat, madium, Barak, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Tie it down. Sorry, turn and face the sister. Sisters are madium, means to stand. In Israel, going to be the one courtesy salute to the sisters. In Israel, my Shabbat, madium, Barak. Y'all tie it down. Yeah, that was a good question.